What's going on, everyone? JJ Bizzle here, over at Never Defeat Us, coach of the Peoria Pidgeots in the DGBA, coming at you with a full draft analysis. And today I'm joined by three very special guests. So we have three coaches of the DGBA here to kind of talk about the draft. And if you guys want to introduce yourselves, Cav, how we doing? Did we lose Cav? I think we lost Cav. Has, my man. Sub in.
Is Mike muted?
His mic is muted. Fantastic. Has. Sign in. Go.
Hey. Hi.
A clunky start. I like it. That's all I ask for. All I ask for is a clunky start. That's all I need. Thanks, guys. All right. So, Has, how we doing?
Hey.
Coach of the Who. Wait, give me something. You guys are killing me. All right. So it's Cav, Has, and Jake. But done. That was hard, guys. All right. So we're gonna do a kind of a draft rundown.
I
and
didn't get an introduction.
I said Kaz, Has, and Jake. Cav, God, I can't.
Cav,
Cav, Has, and Jake.
Jake.
I said Cav, Has, and Jake. Is that a problem? Are we good? Since Cav messed everything
this
up.
is gonna go well.
This ain't.
This
I
is a proper mess.
I like
This is
it.
a proper mess.
It's not a problem. No, we're good. All right. So we're just gonna go team by team. We're gonna kind of talk through some of the mons, some of the draft picks, kind of our thoughts. That's kind of the whole point. Kind of do a little round table on some of these mons. And we're going to start right at the top, right at the first pick, which is my squad, the Peoria Pidgeots. I had the first pick in the draft. I'm kind of going to throw it over to Has here. I kind of list off some of the mons. So Tier 1, Manaphy. Tier 2, Tangrowth. The 2 Tier 3s, Crocodile, Silvally. Tier 4, Rotom, Mo. Tier 5, Lantern. The Mega Steelix. The 4 free slots are Weavile, Latios, Leavanny, and Skuntank. Go ahead, Has.
Alright, well, from the looks of it, like on paper, I'd say this draft is pretty unorthodox. We have like
Very.
3 grass types
That's the plan.
and 2 electric types.
That's the plan.
Having said that, most of them sort of do a different role, except maybe Rotom-Mo. I'm not really too sure what Rotom-Mo adds to your team,
I agree.
per se. I'd say... I'd probably say, like, what you said in your draft analysis, that a fighting type would really help this team. But the biggest thing for me is Silvally with Parting Shot into Manaphy or Crocodile or even Latios and Weavile. That's just...
That is threatening.
How many times have you gone into? No, never mind. You didn't get to.
This is the second season, Savali. Season 1, the championship, Peoria Pidgeots, where it was the
have
Savali
Savali,
squad. Yes.
I remember that. See, I do remember.
It was Savali and
You were
Manaphy,
obsessed
and
with
that's
that one.
yeah, it was fun. And yeah, I think you're right, Has. Drafting Rotom-Mo I think was kind of a reach. I was looking at Virizion in that slot, but me and Jake were actually talking about the 2 grass types, and I kind of wanted to leave Virizion for him because I think it fit his team a little bit better. But yeah, I definitely could use a fighting type. I could use more fighting resist as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't have one of those. So, some guys are gonna have to play some weird roles. Like Savali will have to be, more of like a poison type, maybe to resist those fighting type moves, kind of come in and stop like a sweep. But yeah, I definitely have some problems, but I think I can fix those just by maybe one addition, like in maybe that tier 4 slot. I kind of like the rest of the team, just as far as I can deal with having, 2 grass types, 2 electric types, whatever, having duplicate types, just because the team hits so hard, in my opinion, especially with Savali parting shots. Like I said, there's a chance you can get swept every turn, and that's kind of what I enjoy about it. But anybody else?
What was the reason for Mega Steelix?
So, me and Has actually have a fun story about this. We were talking about it a little bit because I was struggling. Well, okay, so in every single GBA, like I talked about, I go after Mega Ampharos because I think Mega Ampharos is super underrated in the draft formats. It can do so many things defensively, offensively. It's really good. So that was my strategy. But then towards the end of the draft, I was like, hey, Latios is my only fogger, and I don't want to kind of bind it to having to use fog on its own. So Skuntank was something I needed, but I needed 60 points instead of 40 for that Skuntank. So I had to go to a lower tiered Mega, and I needed a Steel type. So Mega Steelix kind of fit that role pretty well. It's not ideal. Obviously, I would like Mega Venusaur or something like that over, Mega Steel and like a powerful Mega. But I don't see a Mega being a necessity. Like I remember the first season, Mega Venusaur wasn't anything but just a kind of a wall on my team. I didn't use it for, I didn't use it. I didn't try to. I don't know what the word I'm trying to use is. I didn't feature it. Let's put it that way. I don't feature my Megas that often. I like to feature Manaphy. I like to feature Crook. Those guys. And obviously Savali is always gonna. Like I said, I don't know if you guys heard my bold predictions, but I'm bringing Savali every single match, and I'm gonna sweep somebody with Leavani. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Those two things are gonna happen. So, but
I'll keep that in mind.
The Savali fighting set with Soul Dance and multi-attack is really good.
Yes, but that's the fun thing about Savali is it can do anything. So I think this team has some flexibility, although it's awkward. I deal awesome in awkward, and awkward's fun because I usually just attack, and I don't care because that's my battle style. So, but I mean, regardless, I think it's an okay draft. Like I said, it's just I hate the first slot.
For another season.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna win another title after I win the season 2 title here in the next few days.
Confidence level.
I always have, dude. Hey, if you're not confident in life, what are you? Nothing good. So, so we're good.
Words.
We good on this team? Anybody else?
Yeah. I mean, I think it will suit you quite well. I personally, I wouldn't. This isn't sort of a draft I'd feel comfortable with, but I think you can do bits of it.
It's definitely a team for a certain play style. And
I agree.
Yeah, and that's what I enjoy because I kind of got bored last season with the team I had because I was super slow besides Tornadoes T, and I was using Regenerator, and I've never done that before, and I was so bored with the team. I was like, so I'm gonna bring the same stuff every week, and and it's just like I want to have some diversity. I want to bring a Leavani and sweep someone, like that's my goal this year. So, but all right, we're gonna swing over to the second team here. It's gonna be you here in 1 second, kind sir. You can't just barge back in and just kind of try to run the show. Man, this guy. All right, how do you pronounce this? SLB.
Benfinions.
The Benfinions. Okay.
It's a Portuguese soccer team.
Yeah, Benfica.
See, you guys bringing all this you guys bringing all this soccer.
European.
You know what football is in America? We put pads on guys and make them run into each other at full speed. That's football. That's football in America. No, so the SL Benfinians had a fun draft. Tier 1, Celesteela. Tier 2, Florges. The 2 Tier 3s, Delmise. Vaporeon. Tier 4, Noivern. I think that's a Z Crystal user, correct? Noivern?
Yeah.
That was it. I saw that today when I was working, and I was like, whoa. I was like, that's fun. Yeah. So, Tier 5 is Raichu, the Mega is Mega Blastoise, and the 4 free slots are Zyregard 50%, Skylopede, Darmanitan, and Rhydon. Cav, now it's your turn. Now you can speak.
I think Celesteela and Florges is all you got to look at. Just Tier 1, Tier 2. It's going to be pretty hard to break through those. And with Wish from Vaporeon for Celesteela, that's going to be so good.
And Florges too.
And Florges as well. Yeah, you're right. And then he's got good hazard removal on Delmise and Mega Blastoise. True. And with Wish recovery to Mega Blastoise, he's pretty much set. And offensively, Ban Zygarde, Darmanitan, he's hitting really hard. I really like this draft pretty much. Mm-hmm. Fast Volt Switcher in Raichu, get in Zygarde 50, sub up Dragon Dance, Ban, 1,000 Arrows. It's really good. And I really like Rhydon as a really good Tier 5. Eevee like that thing's really hard to beat. So yeah, it's just a really good bulky team with a few offensive options. I mean, an issue with him is that apart from maybe, well, actually no, he has got quite good speed with Scolipede and Noivern and Raichu, but he's got a pretty bulky draft in general.
His speed tiers are also really well spread out, I'd say.
Anything, Jake?
Wait, did he just get Mega Blastoise?
Yeah, he had. I think he had Bayonet, and then
he did draft Bayonet. So I didn't see him switch that out either. I was confused when I saw Blastoise. I didn't think he got drafted. I think that's a great pickup for his team.
Double guys before.
The only thing I'm worried about on this team is I'm not saying I see a lot of things I can set up on, but I see a lot of things I can set up on. I mean, so
Yeah.
his
Yeah, that's
his
very
walls
true.
don't scare me. Vaporeon, it does. I mean, obviously Vaporeon can hit hard on the special side, but like my Manaphy would have some fun with this team, in my opinion. Raichu is obviously scary, but there's ways around Raichu. Raichu's not that strong in itself. I don't think his speed is that strong. Like Scolipede,
Yeah, I'm
Darmanitan's
not
strong,
seeing
obviously.
the speed as much.
Yeah, the speed is great. Like he has great speed tiers. Noivern is a nasty speed tier. Raichu's a nasty
Yeah.
speed tier as well, especially with like Fake Out too. It can do some things, but it doesn't hit as hard as like a say, just for example, on my team, like a Weevil speed tier, where it's gonna smack you in the face with that speed tier. I'm trying to think of it like a Jolteon speed tier. Things like that, like super strong speed tiers. I don't think he has that, but I think he can compensate with his nasty defense because his defense is sick. So like if he just gets
Definitely.
himself out of situations where he can get set up on, I think this team is gonna absolutely just it's gonna destroy people just with its bulk. So I think it's a great.
I'd say Scolopede's speed boost sort of remedies that in a way.
It does. It does. It does a good job of that. I agree. It's just
I'm surprised Scolipede isn't a Z user, to be honest. That's a really good
Yeah,
Z user.
yeah, I agree.
Sword
I
Stance,
agree.
Savage Spin Out is
Yeah.
really good.
yes. That is scary. Actually, I never even thought of that. Z Crystal,
Yeah.
Scolipede. That is actually disgusting. Because this moveset's good. And it's very strong. It's a strong
Exactly.
mon,
Yeah.
and it lives. It lives a surprising amount of hits. I think Scolipede's a very underrated mon. But I actually like the Noivern
Yeah, I'm
Z Crystal.
trying to see what Noivern.
Noiven's still a decent choice, I'd say.
It's interesting because I've never seen Noivern really in a draft format. But I know it has an array of moves. It can do a lot of
Yeah.
things. So the Z Crystal is very interesting. It can, Supersonic Sky Strike with the Hurricanes. Obviously, Draco. It can just Draco it's very strong. Boom Burst. It has Boom Burst too.
Boom burst. Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot about Boom
especially
Burst.
Boom burst.
Yep.
Universe is probably gonna hit up really hard on it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I agree. So anything else on this team, guys?
No, really. I think it just depends on how he uses it, because it's
I
a good
agree.
team, but you're right, he can get easily set up on. So
I
if he
just
counteract that in
right.
matches, then he'll be fine, I reckon.
I just see myself like, and I noticed this with Celestial a lot last year. Like I would just parting shot out when Celestial came in on like my Sivali, or not last year, I'd say first season, and I would go into Manaphy, and there's nothing they could do, and it was just one of those things like, because I'm not saying Celestial is weak, like Celestial is a great mon defensively, but it can get set up on if not played correctly. So
Yeah, I mean, it sort of depends on the stat spread, really.
right, oh yes,
Because-
if it's more defensive, if whatever, yeah, but I just noticed that. I don't know. I'm not a big Celesteela guy. I think Celesteela is a. I just never used it well. Let's put it that way. But obviously, my playstyle is not defensive. So, definitely, like I said, if he uses it right, he can 6-0 people to death just by wishing and toxicking people. So, but definitely a good team. So, we're gonna move on to the next squad. The Los Angeles Larvatars, coached by Jack. I think this is his first year in the league.
Yeah, he
Yep.
came in.
Perfect.
Season.
So his squad is Tier 1 Jirachi, Tier 2 Gudra, which I'm still mad about. His two Tier 3s Primarina and Donphan. Tier 4 Electros, Tier 5 Tangela. His Mega is Mega Absol. His 4 free slots are Volcarona, Crobat, Kecleon, and Terrakion. So Jake, this is yours, sir.
All right, so what I'm first wondering about is this team named the Larvatars. Where's that from? Los Angeles Larvatars, like.
That's a good
I don't
I
question.
don't know.
Asking the important
lives in
question.
LA and likes Larvitar. That's literally it, I think.
Okay, he's like,
Oh no, is it Los Angeles Lakers? It's Los Angeles Lakers, and then
Oh,
Larvitar.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I didn't know
That's fine.
that.
See if he was playing off the Lakers. I think I wish he would have done like the 3 Lake Guardians. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
that would have been cool.
that would be so cool.
Yeah, that would have been so much cooler. But that's just me.
I'm gonna change my team name to that. I reckon.
You should. I agree.
All right, sorry, just
Go on, Jake.
Bothering me. Alright, so I'm a fan of his draft. He covered his cores really well with the Jirachi, Gudra, and Primarina, and then also with the Primarina, Volcarona, and the Tangela. I really like Tangela as a
Tangle the goat.
Tangela is a very good tier 5 mon. With the Eviolite, and then Volcarona Z. It's a I don't know.
Scary.
It's very good, but
Scary.
just with stealth rocks, it kind of hurts Volcarona, you know.
Yep.
So it's not like my greatest choice. Granted, he has Crobat.
And he has the Absol too
And
as well.
Donphan.
The Mega Absol as well.
Yeah.
Can bounce
Oh,
back.
Mega Asshole.
And the
Oh,
Don
yeah,
Fan can
Magic Bounce,
spin.
I forgot about
Yep.
that.
So he has
Don
ways
Fan's
of
good.
keeping rocks off the
Yeah,
field
he
if he
definitely
predicts
has-
correctly.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's smart.
I thought he was gonna go for Jirachi Z. I thought Jirachi Z was.
I think Jirachi probably
Yeah.
uses actually.
But
I actually like that. I like the
Volcarona's pretty
Volcarona
good.
over the Jirachi just because I think Jirachi benefits from scarfs, bands, AVs, things like that more than Volcarona does. Because what else are you going to use on Volcarona? Maybe just a sash, but that, like you said, that gets nixed by the stealth rocks.
Unless he brings heat, he's going to be bringing Quiver Dance pretty much every time he uses
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
see a item that can be better on Volcarona than a Z
That's true.
Crystal. I think a Z Crystal
Shredder Psyche's really good with Volk.
a lot's good on that. I mean, anything you look at is gonna hit super hard from Volk. It's a great mon for Z crystals. In my opinion, just even if you're just using Firenium or Buginium, it's you're gonna break through a wall that you can't normally break through. So
Calcron, I found that very interesting.
love
Never
Kecleon.
really seen it in draft format, honestly.
It can do a lot of things. It has
Yeah.
It hits quite hard as well with Protean.
yeah, it has Protean as well now. That's interesting, and it has a lot of. It doesn't have Shadow Sneak. It can do a lot of fun
Self-punch.
things. Yeah.
They can set rocks.
Set up rocks, yeah, it's a very good all around mon that it can do anything. So if you need it to do something in a certain match, you can just bring it and click whatever you need to do. But what I was really all about on this squad is breaking through Jirachi, Gudra, and Primarina.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That's-
that cord's
Well, first of all,
insane. That
Gudra
cord's insane.
Gudra is a core by itself, in my opinion. It's its
True,
own defensive core. It's its own tier.
Yeah.
But just to add Jirachi in there alongside Primarina, especially Donphan and Electros, you can't really. Electros is an interesting tier 4 pick. I was kind of looking at it just because it can do everything as well, and it's the only mon out here
I
without no
I
weakness.
don't like Electros that much. I hated
Don't.
it when I
Oh,
used it.
why? Give me some. Hey, I want. Hey, come on.
It gets worn down so easily.
Controversial.
You switch it in, even if it's got assault vest, it takes like 20-30% from a move. You volt switch out, take another stealth roll, you're already half your health is down. You get like one switch and then a pivot.
Interesting.
Or two possibly. I don't really like it, but I can see how you can use it well.
It gets
It's
Drain
versatile.
Punch.
Yeah, it has a good move pool, I'd say.
Great move pool. So if
Yeah,
used,
yeah, I know.
So I feel
Yeah.
like if it's used correctly, you can do some things with it just because it has no weaknesses. So in a certain matchup, it can bring something that a normal electric type can't bring. But I understand what you're saying. It can get withered, and it's not fast, so it's going to get hit
Yeah.
first a lot, which is a big problem. But I think Donphan is also a sneaky pick, because Donphan is one of the rare spinners that has crazy attacking ability on top of sneaky attacking ability. You can literally run Choice Band with like Ice Shard, with it gets Head Smash, correct? Head Smash, Earthquake.
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
does.
and and you can try to switch in a certain like a water type to counteract the Donphan, thinking it's just gonna set up rocks or do something, and it hits you with a Head Smash, and now you're down to 10%. And you're like, wait, what just happened?
The
So
thing I like about his team is he's got like a great mix of bulk, and then he's got some amazing wall breakers like Primarina.
oh
Yeah.
They're barely
Yeah.
any switching.
yeah,
to
there's
like,
not
these
many
general
switches
specs.
to specs.
And Terrakion as well.
Yeah,
I use
don't
that
sleep on
this se-
Terrakion
this
down there.
season.
Terrakion was my
Yeah.
Z Crystal user the first season. It's underrated. It has a good move pool. It can do some
Yeah.
things. It can break some walls in certain matchups. I didn't bring it too much, but it can definitely do some things. It also can set up too.
Drive.
if it needs to.
Okay, drive. I see you.
I don't watch A Drive. What's the problem?
What? The GBA League had his Terrakion.
Oh, I don't watch A Drive that much. I used to, but I stopped for a while.
Didn't see the
But
GBA
Oh.
I used to watch the GBA a lot, and then who left? Well, Shady was my big one that left. After Shady left, I stopped paying attention.
Mogwai.
Yeah, and Mogwai too. Yeah, Mogwai's the goat. I
Yeah.
almost drafted Embor this year just to do that.
Same.
No, you're good, Kev. No problem.
Uh,
But yeah, I love this team synergy. I think it has great bulk with great power, and that's kind of all you need to look for. Its speed isn't really that impressive. Jirachi obviously being at 100. What's that Mega Absol speed? Anybody know that's out their head?
115.
115. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Tracking
And
up
he's
there
also got
too.
Crobat as well.
Yeah, but Crobat's an underwhelming mod for me. I think it has a niche in the game. I just don't think it hits hard enough. I know it can surprise you with like a band or something like that, but I just don't think it hits hard enough and doesn't have a very diverse move pool. I think it can be shut down pretty easy. But I know it can do some things if used right. Because I've seen it used correctly and it can do some things, but I just don't think it's very diverse.
I think it's mostly going to be his defogger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he can run Donphan with Rapid Spin, but I don't know. Just with Donphan with its very like big wolf pool, I don't know if I would like want to just give it Rapid Spin. You know.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing he has. He has a lot of flexibility. Because if he thinks his opponent only has really like one rocker, he can just bring Mega Absol as his hazard blocker, and he can kind of say, I don't need Crobat this match, and he doesn't even have to run spin on Donphan. He can just run 4 offensive moves with an Assault Vest, and that thing's pretty scary. So no, I think it's a great team. I think he has some great options, and he can definitely do some things this year. He's kind of one of my sleepers this year in the league. Even you guys see my ratings here coming soon.
We actually never seen him. We haven't seen him.
That's why you guys are sleeping on him, because we've never seen him. All right, so next up we have the London Lycanroc.
Nice.
Wait, who's this? Whose team is? Oh, he's gone. He just left. And we're talking about it. All right, so it's Bash. This is Bash Cav Fest. Bash Cav. All right, so tier 1 pick Tornadus T, love it. Tier 2 Necrozma. Tier 3 Jolteon and Gastrodon. Tier 4 Gligar. Tier 5 Avalugg. His Mega is Megalopony. His 4 Frees are Scizor, Chandelure, Comfey, and Drapion. Didn't he cheat on Drapion? Because didn't somebody put him didn't put him in the right tier?
Oh no, that was last season.
Oh, that was last season. Okay.
Yeah,
no, I remember you saying something.
Right.
I didn't know. No, you're good. Drapion's a great free pick. But so I'm gonna turn this over to Haz. You want to go ahead and talk a little bit about it? No, he's back.
Look who's
No.
The prodigal son. I was just about to say how awful this team is, but I don't think I can say that now.
The worst team. The worst team.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't disagree with you.
I feel like this draft has been hampered by certain individuals sniping picks.
True.
Pillow swine.
And Tapu Koko.
And Garchomp.
Ouch, you had a rough draft.
And everything. To be fair, Megalop and Tornadus, just those two alone,
those speed tiers are
yeah, that's
disgusting.
And like most people tend to think you can just run like a Scarf fighting type to beat Megalop, but since he has Tornadus, that's probably going to deter that quite a bit. I also like Sizzle with Chandelier because of Flash Fire. I think those two could work quite well.
I drafted Sizzle and Gligar because a lot of the time my opponent's going to have to choose between running Hidden Power Fire and Hidden Power Ice, and they're not going to hit both of those all the time.
Okay.
Wow.
But I mean, even still, I've got 3 4-times weaknesses. So it's not
that's not a bad thing if you have so many of them, because there's only so many hidden powers you can run.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I'm going to hop in real quick if you don't mind, Haz. So,
Sure.
I think
go ahead.
Tornadus T is the best Pokemon in League format there is.
I think it's up there. Honestly.
I don't...
it is really good.
The best, but it's up there.
I know it is the best. So, its moveset is so diverse, and it is in one of the nastiest speed tiers there are. I remember, last year, it was the only reason I won matches. Just because you can set it up to where it outspeeds its whole team, and you can just add bulk or add more attack for a superpower or add more special attack for hurricanes. It is so diverse, and then say you bring in a Mon, and you got like a fire type in, and you hit me for 40%. I U-turn, I get all that back. Like, Tornadus is amazing. It is such a good Mon, and you pair that with, like you were saying, Megalopony. Like, what defensive core can handle those two? I'll wait.
Very few.
I'll wait.
Very, very few.
Oh wait.
Didn't think so. There isn't. I mean, I'm gonna have trouble. I know I'm gonna have trouble against this team. Besides, when I set up with Manaphy and win, but this team's gonna be super hard to beat. Necrozma too as well.
I've got bulk in Gligar and Avalok and Gastro, but the thing is, you can set up on a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, Gastro isn't even that bulky, and if you hit Gligar with an HP Ice, it dies. If you hit Avalok with a Ember, it dies.
Ember,
So-
yeah. And I was gonna say breathe on it with a fire type. Charmeleon's tail knocks it out.
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna have to run pretty hyper offense, I reckon.
I
I've got to prep really well, but I think I can.
Yeah.
do it.
But what's nice about your team is I don't think you ever need to run a Scarfer. Like,
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
no.
you can tech like a Tornadus Scarf in there, but with Jolteon, with Tornadus, and with Lopunny, you don't get outsped by many things. Like, your speed tiers are ridiculous, and you have bulk to U-turn and Volt Switch into to tank hits, and I think especially with Scizor too, man, your Volt Turn core is nasty. Like, I really enjoy this team, and don't sleep on that Drapion down there either. Or Comfey.
All I'm gonna say is don't sleep on my comfy. I'm gonna
No,
run that a
Comfey.
lot.
So
Oh no, Comfy's a monster.
no, I was laddering on Ranbats, and I got down to a Comfey against like 4 Mons, and I just toxic stalled everything and killed everything. And it was the most amazing thing. It's a really good Mon. It's so much fun. I definitely agree there. And Chandelure, don't sleep on that either, because that
Oh, no.
has some hidden
That thing
power.
hits with a truck.
Oh, it hits like a tank, and with how much speed and how much defense you have, you do have some weaknesses with your bulkier Mons, but all in all, I give it a solid B.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's great, but I mean, I reckon I can work with it. There are a lot of mons there that I like.
You can't be upset with this draft. I mean, as soon as you took Torn, you were good. Like you didn't have to take anything else. So, no, I think we're pretty much done roasting Cav here, unless anybody wants to say something a little meaner.
Quick question.
What's up?
If you
Hold on a second, Has.
Go ahead.
We got Jake.
All right. So Has, did you Wait, no, Cav, did you snipe Has for Megalopony?
No.
I mean I used Megalop last season pretty
That's
badly.
alright. I wasn't sure if you could use it again. That's why I was wondering.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
It's a good Mamba. It's a good Mon. I don't think I don't know. I don't know.
He doesn't know, everybody.
I'm still
all right?
sad.
All right, so next
I'm still sad over last season.
Next up on the docket is the
Me
London
too.
Arsenal, another soccer team.
Yes. Finally, someone says it right.
With Coach Has, as you all know him. I can actually ban him right now from the Discord that we're in, so I need to ban him. Anyway, so tier 1 we have Tapu Koko. Tier 2 we have Milotic. Tier 3s Decidueye and Nidoqueen. Tier 4 Alolan Persian, love it, great pick. Tier 5 Piloswine is Megaladios, and his 4 frees are Licky. I can't believe I just said that. Licky. His other Metagross, Conk, and Moltres. So this is my turn to kind of dissect his team, and I haven't even looked at it. So Tapu Koko, obviously a great tier 1, probably the strongest electric type they're out there right now in any draft format, just setting up that electric terrain. I think Tapu Koko Nidoqueen is a nasty offensive core as well. It can just do so. Nidoqueen is one of the most underrated mons, I think, as well in draft league formats because it can just do so many things. Milotic is obviously one of the bulkiest nasty mons there is, especially with tech from Alolan Persian, and I think you made it your Z Crystal user, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, which is disgusting. I don't want to all the Z parting shots, and it's kind of got that the Savali feel for me. Those parting shots into especially like into a Nidoqueen to get in a good situation, to a Tapu Koko in a good situation. Let's not even talk about Megaladios. Disgusting that we let these Lotties, even though I voted for him to be in. Megaladios is such a good Mega. I mean, it can do so many different things. Dragon Dance, it can just drop hard special attacks, Calm Mind, it can recover. It's a roost, whatever. It can do whatever it wants. Licky I think is always a good mon just to have in the back. It's fat, it can hit some things hard, it can do some special things out on your team that some mons can't do. Metagross is a hidden sleeper, one polish and you're outspeeding some things. It's just definitely a great mon. All in all, can hit some things hard. Conkeldurr, don't sleep on Conk. He's one of the still the strongest fighting types in the league. It can, Mach Punch is always dangerous to late sweep. I've seen it used I haven't seen it used poorly, I think, in drafts, just because people think it can only do a certain amount of things. But it has 3 great abilities, so you can really be diverse with it. And also Moltres, even though it dies when it sees a rock, it can do something. It's strong. It can do some things, and it's very especially defensive as well. So all in all, I think it's a very good draft. I didn't even talk about Decidueye because I don't like that thing, but I think it can do some things. I think it's got good synergy with your walls, and like I said, so Melodic is a wall all in itself, and with a Alolan Persian support, it's definitely a scary squad. So, anybody else?
Best team.
Best team. Has as the best team. We'll see where it comes in my rating. I think any team with Melodic, Coco, Latias, and like a Nidoqueen core, you can bring those 4 every week, and you can make them so different that it's hard to plan for those 4. I mean, obviously Melodic is defensive very well, like that's what it does, but even if you plan for it, sometimes you can't take it out. Just it's that strong. And then and you can even plan for Lottie all day, but which Lottie you bringing? Like, so nobody has any idea which Lottie you're bringing. So that's the biggest problem with the Lotties. And then Coco, you ain't outspeeding Coco. The electric terrain's going up no whether you like it or not. So it's a nightmare to plan for. I know in season 1, one of my only losses was to a Choice Scarf top of Coco, which I've never seen before. Outside of OU anyway, but. Like, I was blown away by Choice Scarf Coco, but yeah, I think it's a great draft. I'll give it a B. There's only one A in the whole draft, so it all gets B's. There's only one A. It's my team.
Oh, of course.
Did Cav go away again? I haven't heard Cav talking a while.
Yeah.
Cav, what are you doing? All right. Now, Jake, you got anything on this squad?
I find it a very solid squad as well. I think you fit all the scores. The only problem is like the Decidueye, Piloswine, and Metagross, which they're all weak to fire, but yet he has Melodic, so it kind of covers all of that because it could just tank any fire move. Other than that,
Piloswine gets thick fat anyway, so
it does.
It's not too much.
It does.
Yeah, you can run Piloswine with thick fat.
My question for you, is what are you doing with that Decidueye?
Well,
what is it doing there?
It's a nice.
Well, the Decidueye gets Baton Pass, and as well as that, it also gets Nasty Pot and Sword Stance. And that plus Alolan Potion is going to cause a lot.
Did you want to hear a fun fact about Decidueye?
What?
I didn't know it got Baton Pass.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
That changes things.
It changes everything, especially in a draft league format. It can do some things. With Baton Pass is always fun. And no, it's a good grass type.
And plus Spirit Shackle, we can trap
something, set up an SD, Baton Pass out to Nidoqueen, physical Nidoqueen, and you can just wreck shop or Metagross, even Metagross, because then you can polish with Metagross, and then you have a times 2 speed, times 2 attack Metagross, and that's basically Mega Metagross. So,
I think Decidueye slept on.
I think it is too. Actually, I did not know it got Baton Pass. That is actually a very fun fact. But
yeah, I've just revealed my biggest secret.
Oh yeah.
I lost my surprise.
I mean, obviously, I would have if I was preparing for you, I would have just like looked at Decidueye and laughed, and then I would have kept going, and then you just because every time I've seen it, it gets blown back. But I love the mon; it's a great design. But I think where your team kind of comes together is Alolan Persian can literally be anything for that team. And that's what I like. That Alolan Persian can do so many things. It just with its fake out pressure and parting shot pressure, and it's actually super bulky. It's slept on, so I don't know. I don't want to get parting shot into Megalati and then just lose. That's what's gonna happen. So you're gonna sweep at least 2 people this year with parting shot into Megalati, and that's a promise.
Well, we'll see.
No, bold prediction.
Yeah.
Bold prediction. All right.
You're putting the pressure on me now.
Oh, no, there's no pressure. It's Pokemon. You'll be all right. All right, so next up, we have the Banbury Buzzwoles. That's actually fun to say. Coached by Johnny Boy, another new one to the squad, to season 3. So tier 1 we have Keldeo, tier 2 we have Mandibuzz, tier 3s are Empoleon and Rotom Heat, tier 4 Evire, tier 5 Claydol, Mega tier, Mega Latios, disgusting. And his 4 frees are Superior, Diggersby, Registeel, and Passimian. So who's actually up on the Buzzwolves? It's Cav.
Oh,
Where's Cav?
I
already know. No, trust me, I know. I was just messing around. So we can all three say something about this team. Mega Lottie, same reasons for your Lottie. It's kind of the same thing. Can do everything, and you don't know what's coming that week, and that's the problem. It's
it gets Dragon Dance.
Yeah,
unlike
D-Dance.
Mega Latias.
Oh yeah, D-Dance is a. Why does Mega Latias not get D-Dance?
No, I think it gets things like Healing Wish and.
Because the Healing Wish tech. Okay, because it's more of a healing.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But it can Dragon Ace, it can Calm Mind. It just can do way too many things. So Jake, what do you got for me on this squad?
Let's see. I like the Mega Latios pick. Of course, it's really good.
I hope so.
All the Mega Latios.
Yeah,
they're just OP. But I really like. I don't know. I was kind of confused about the Keldeo and Empoleon. I guess Empoleon's a nice. Defogger, right?
You're talking to the biggest Keldeo hater on the planet.
I think Keldeo is trash as well.
Really?
I think it could pair up quite well with Mega Latios. So
that's a great attacking. That's a very good attacking pair. They can break through a lot. I just can't get over a Pokemon that says I'm in love with grass. And I don't know. I just can't do it.
I think it doesn't. Its move pool's pretty underwhelming. That's my biggest gripe.
Yeah, it has zero move pool. It doesn't exist. Its third best move is Icy Wind. Hydro, Scald, Secret Sword, or Sacred Sword, whichever one hits special. I don't know. I never remember that. And Icy Wind. So it's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, you can run HP Electric, HP Grass, whatever you want to run. But I think it's very one-dimensional.
I mean, it gets Sword Songs, but that's like the only other thing I think of on the mindset.
I think Sub Calm Mind Keldeo is really good.
It can definitely do some things on the special side. I just think it's super predictable.
You shouldn't sleep on it.
Yeah, you can't sleep on it, but I think it just gets outsped by a lot. Any Scarfer can usually take down Keldeo, if it's a little worn down.
I don't know. That's why he kind of has Rotom Heat, I guess.
That's fair. No, I think his team has good synergy. He has the Lottie Keldeo. That attacking core is nasty, and then Mandibuzz Rotom is.
Along with Diggersby.
Yeah, and don't sleep on Diggersby. That thing can punch through some teams. And Superior, don't sleep on that either. That thing gets up one Leaf Storm, and you're scrambling to try to figure it. But like I said, I think he has a problem with Scarfers, in my opinion, with his team.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Because I don't see where he can really switch around like Earthquakes. Obviously he can bring Rotom Heat, but if somebody has Rocks and somebody has a Scarfer with Earthquake, and he switches in his only two that he can switch in, Mandibuzz, Rotom Heat, they're gonna get worn down by Rocks pretty quickly. And obviously one prediction knocks both those two out, with the Stone Edge, usually Earthquake, Stone Edge, those combos. But I think he's going to have a few problems with Scarfers. His team is nasty offensively, though. And I don't know. I just don't. You're going to be pressured all. If he pressures people all game, in my opinion, with the, Rotom, Keldeo, Lottie, even Evire, even Superior, Diggersby, if he pressures people all game and you're on your heels all game, trying to figure out those attacking cores, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't notice was a fairy type either, though. But...
No, that's right. He does not have a fairy type. Interesting.
Bring the dragons.
Yeah, bring the dragons. Drop Dracos on this team. Just click Draco Meteor. Obviously Registeel.
Your team doesn't have a dragon either.
Yeah, it does. Oh, you mean a fairy?
Sorry, fairy. Sorry.
You ever heard of Savali Fairy before?
What other fairy moves does it get?
Multi-attack?
Other multi. Yeah, that's it.
It doesn't need one. It just needs to take a dragon tag. You can't say I don't have a type because I have Savali, so I have every type. No, but
you're gonna lean on that so hard.
Oh, that's right. That's my credit.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
But hey, news to my boy Johnny right here with the Buzzwolves. I think Aromatisse just got dropped. I'm pretty sure in free agency.
Oh, that is true.
So he might want to look into Aromatisse. That is a very good cleric defensive type that will go pretty well with Lottie, with Keldeo. Can heal both those two up. Also, it can do a lot of things. So don't sleep on him picking up Aromatisse.
What is Aromatisse? What's your?
I have no clue.
4.
It's tier 4.
Tier 4.
So he'd have to give up Evire.
I'd say, what does Electivire really bring to his team?
Arena,
I think it's a switching for his water types, honestly.
I mean, but he has Digger's
he has Rotom Heat.
Yeah, and Rotom Heat. He has two good ground types. I think Evire brings a good Scarfer on a random week. But
true.
I think that Aromatisse might be better in that role.
Yeah.
It might be a better bring, and he can Scarf like Rotom Heat or something, and run Trick, and he can do some things. So.
Electric attacker, pretty much with Rotom Heat. So I can see why he doesn't really need Electivire.
Yeah, so I can see that move coming soon. So, and if he does make that move, he owes us all $5. All right, so next up, the next team, and it looks like we are going to switch over to the Arizona Arcanines, and that is the coach Jake Snake. He is in this chat talking over the teams with us. I think that's the next team, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the next team.
Yeah, it is.
And actually, I'll read off the team real quick. So Tier 1, Kyurem Black. Tier 2, Sylveon. Tier 3, Galvantula. Tier 3, Nidoking. Tier 4, Gourgeist. Tier 5, Tauros. His Mega is Mega Scizor. And the 4 free slots are Blastoise, Infernape, Sneasel, and Medicham. What do you got for me?
That Dragon Fairy Steel Core is all I have.
Stupid. I quit.
That plus Galvantula's Sticky Webs that's nasty.
I already forfeited my match against him.
I see. That's just so much offensive pressure on your team already, and plus he has other things like Nidoking. That's a really good wall breaker. He has Infernape as well. Infernape's a really good mon, I think, and he has Blastoise, which is a really reliable spinner, which is good since he has webs, and he can set up toxic spikes with Nidoking. My only problem with this team is that I don't see a flying type or a ground immunity, should I say.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think Gourgeist is his only answer for an Earthquake.
I think something like a Braviary would be really nice because it has Defiant, and like most people are going to bring like default. 4.
Interesting.
Tier 4.
Huh.
I think Sneasel and Medicham are tier 4s as well, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So maybe we're giving some unfair advice here to Jake. Dropping Medicham, picking up that Braviary wouldn't be a bad choice. No, his team I think is it was my favorite team actually. Like it's a team that I would draft. I love Sylveon. I love Kyurem. Galvantula, Sticky Webs with those two because you can run Banded Kyurem now, or I think Kyurem's your Z mon.
Yeah.
But you don't have to run Choice Scarf Kyurem anymore. And to outspeed some of those peskier dragon types. Also, Sylveon can just be specs and max speed, and you don't have to run, or not max, but near max, and you don't have to worry about things outspeeding you and hitting you. Nidoking, same guy. You can run. You don't have to run a Scarf anymore. I think Tauros is a great pickup in tier 5 just because it gives him that extra speed, just in case he never gets webs up, and it can do some things with a band or even a Scarf to outspeed the whole team. And Infernape, I think, was his best pick.
Yeah, I love Infernape.
It's up there. It's in that Tornadus T class for me, of mons that are so diverse that they're super annoying to plan for. Like this thing can lead off. It can be Scarf, Band, Sash. It can be literally anything you could think of under the sun, and it can hit you with anything. Or it can just set up rocks on you.
He even gets reliable recovery, which is just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, its bulk isn't great, but I mean, if you invest in it, it can surprise opponents.
And that's what's so annoying is you think of all these moves that it can possibly use, you think of overheat, you think of HP ice, you think of close combat, you think of Mach Punch, you think of all these moves that he can hit you with, and then he sets up rocks on you. And it's like,
Yeah.
seriously, this offensive threat that I'm switching around, trying to figure out how to beat, just set up rocks in my face, and it's so annoying that I think it's just one of the great mons. And he got, I think, the best underrated spinner in the game as well in Blastoise. People sleep on Blastoise's defensive prowess, but it is so bulky, and it has great coverage, and it gets rapid spin. And I think it's just a great mon. And then people also sleep on Sneasel too as well. And the great priority that is Ice Shard, and with knockoff, run a Focus Sash, and this thing just gets revenge kills. It can kill 3 mons and then just die, and you're like, hey, you did a great job. So this is actually probably my favorite draft. It's better than mine, I can tell you that. So
Oh.
I know, bold. I'm humble for once.
Yeah.
I know, bold statements over here. I'm humble.
Also,
I mean, I'm not sure if Inferno and Nidoking are like the best has rock setters, because you'd rather them have like that extra salt for like an offensive move.
That's true. I just don't see him needing. I don't think he needs too many games where he's like, hey, I gotta set up rocks. I think his priority is going to be more sticky webs. Because if he sets up webs on you, you got to figure out how to get something in to get those webs away while he's in with Kyurem Black, looking at you with a possible Icinium or Z-Hail in your face or whatever the case may be. So or an SD with Mega Scizor. I mean, it's just this team's a threat.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on down since Jake has no disagreements apparently. He's sitting over there like, yeah, I did. He's like, yeah, I did. He's like just soaking it up.
Dropping gods.
Yep.
Think,
So
my only main thing for my team is I don't have a earthquake immunity, which is like very very much needed, especially, or else someone could just spam EQ against me. Then the other thing is, I don't know. I feel like I don't have a lot of bulk, you would say, defensive.
Jake, I could tell you one thing from a player who doesn't play with bulk. You don't need bulk with sticky webs and Kyurem Black. That's a promise.
Dude, that's very true.
Yes, Kyurem Black is the best wall breaker in Pokemon. Like, it will obviously outside of the Ubers, which he should be Uber still, in my opinion. But yeah, he's one of my favorite mons to use, and he breaks every wall. There isn't a wall he hasn't broken. So
allowing a lot of Ubers
all right.
over here.
We're going to slide on down to the next squad, and it looks like it's Parksy, another new coach in Season 3, and oh my goodness. Can anybody pronounce that for me? Armag?
The Armados, I think.
Armaga? It's Armaga?
Was it
I think so. I don't know.
Something Armaldos. Yeah, we're good. All right, so Tier 1 Darkrai.
Northern Island isn't relevant.
So we got Tier 1 Darkrai, Tier 2 Toxapex, Tier 3 Arcanine and Shaman, Tier 4 Slurpuff, Tier 5 Audino. As Jake is drinking his soda, his Mega Aggron, and his 4 Freeze are Garchomp, Hitmontop, Miss Magius, and Reuniclus. So who would I have up on this? Jake is all you, sir.
Yeah. Alright, so I really like I like his does he have a grass type? Yeah, he does. He has his
Shaman.
Yeah, he has his cores, which I really like. I really think cores are important. And then but I Hitmontop, I didn't see him get that. That's nice.
Yeah, it's Hitmontop and the Arcanine for that Intimidate call.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a very good
with Toxapex.
Disgusting.
Oh,
Toxapex.
Yeah.
Toxapex. But I really like. Well, Darkrai, it's a very unique mon, especially. But what? It doesn't have nasty plot or sleep-inducing moves, right? Correct?
Yeah.
But I think Darkrai is a really good mon. Without those, I don't know. And then I like his. Is that his Tier 5 Audino? Audino's very good.
Yep.
And Slurpuff. Slurpuff, I like it. What again? It could run Belly Drum, right?
Yep. Belly Drum and Burden.
And they get unburdened, yeah.
Belly Drum and Burden.
Yeah, exactly. And then I like Chomp, of course. Chomp's very good, I find. But Mega Aggron, that was pretty interesting.
See, Mega Aggron I think is very underrated, and back to the whole A Drive thing. I'm pretty sure A Drive had him in one GBA,
Yeah, it's
and he
season 5.
shined. Yeah, he shined with that
I don't
aggron.
watch A Drive, he says.
Yeah.
Hey,
I agree.
I remember a little bit. Hey, come on. All right, but no, Mega Aggron I think is very underrated. It can do a lot more things than you think. It can be offensive, obviously defensive. I think it has. I don't even know what it's based at. Defense. It's ridiculous. I think it's the highest.
200 and something.
Yeah, it's highest defense in the game. I'm pretty sure. But it can do a lot of things while T-Wave. It gets T-Wave, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it
think-
can
I
do
think
everything while T-Waving you in the face. It's so good. It's such a good Mega. I think it's a very underrated, and I don't think we can sleep on Reuniclus down there as well.
Yeah.
Reuniclus is a very
yeah,
underrated draft mon because it does kind of the same thing every week, but in a different way. Because you can
Yeah.
run it, you can run it so different. But with Magic Guard, you can't really do anything to it but attack it. So it's just one of those mons that just comes and it does damage. I think Mega Mismagius.
He has
underrated.
a triple regenerator core as well.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Toxapex, Reuniclus.
I'm
and
very
Ultima.
low on Toxapex.
Yeah.
Every time Toxapex comes at me, I kill it. And I was like, wow, I thought that thing was supposed to be good. But that's me in hyper offense. That's kind of how it
It's
works.
set up for it as well. Completely.
Whoa!
Yeah. He has.
Sorry, Cap surprised me. I saw
Sorry.
Cap's name.
Well,
I saw
out
Cap's
of
name light
nowhere,
up, and I was
out of
like,
nowhere.
back from the dead.
Business taken care of.
All right.
He's got quite a few quite passive mons.
Yes.
Yeah, Ordino as well. Hit him on top.
I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
this team's gonna be very offensively based around Dark-Eye Garchomp, and I think there's gonna be a lot of pressure on him to use those two very well offensively, and if he loses one of those early, I think the match might be lost. Just due to him having very few offensive mons, but he
It
can.
is offensive.
Yeah.
Mega Aggron actually hits really hard.
Trust me, I know. I know all about Mega Aggron. Trust me. Rock is my favorite type, which I don't know if you guys know. So I know Aggron pretty well.
It's got 140 base attack. So
Yeah,
really
it's
high.
it's underrated.
Yeah, exactly.
It's underrated for sure.
10 more than Garchomp.
And also, as far as Slurpuff goes, with the introduction to the new berries in the game, the Figgy or what, I don't know what they're all names, but
Yeah.
the ones that heal you a lot more than like say a citrus would.
50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
But
The-
it doesn't have gluttony, so it won't get it from one belly.
Right,
drop.
right,
It'll
right,
have to
right.
suck
Well,
up and then
yeah,
belly
yeah,
drop.
which is fine, but
It's not like
Slurpuff
lightning.
has some decent bulk to it, where it can get under that percentage and it can heal up after
Yeah,
a
yeah.
drum. But it can also calm mine too. It has a crazy move pool, so
That's true.
I'm interested to see Slurpuff and what it can do. And Shaman, don't sleep on Shaman. Shaman's a very underrated grass type as well.
I agree.
Yep. So we're gonna move right along to the Icky Town in Cinnarore and Coach Oak. Well, sorry, I mean Coach Oak. It was funny because I was making, which you guys don't see obviously, but I was making the graphics for this in PowerPoint, and I was typing it out, and I typed Coach, and then I just put Oak, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't look right, and I was like, oh, it's Coach Oak. So I was like, Coach Oak. It's funny. Anyway, so tier 1 Tapu Bulu, tier 2 Kingdra, tier 3 Politoed, tier 3 as well Alolan Marowak. I don't know who changed it, but I put Alolan Whack on there. Because I don't know if you guys listen to Pokemon Raps at all in Shizzy 6 on the Indigo Cipher. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No.
Absolutely.
No.
idea.
You guys are crazy. All right, I'll link these to you guys after we're done. You guys need to listen to some Pokemon Raps.
Sure.
But so Alolan Marowak, Miltank in tier 4, tier 5 Volibee. This is the rain team. I was thinking about this team today, and I was like, this team's disgusting. His Mega Swampert, his Freeze, Arheatran, Hitmonlee, Xurkitree, and Ariados. So I think this is mine, actually. No, I gave it to Haz, but I'm going to take it, Haz, because I'm selfish.
Oh.
You can hop in after me. How's that? Because I actually have a lot to say about this team.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go for it.
No, I listened to his video today while I was at work because I was curious about this squad. But Tapu Bulu is actually my favorite Tapu. I think it's the most versatile as far as offense goes. It can do a lot of different things that people don't know, but it can also subseed as well. in a more of a defensive set, just because grassy terrain makes it super annoying when you get Leech Seed, leftovers, and grassy terrain health back. This thing that thing could stay for a long time. But then when he picked up Kingdra in tier 2, nobody picks up Kingdra without, trying to build a rain team. So I was thinking that he was going to go free Mon Pelipper, but he ended up waiting for Politoed, which I'm not a big fan of Pelipper. I think Politoed's solid, but what confused me is when he went with the Heatran. When he decided to go, I think he took Heatran second, which is Tapu Bulu Heatran's a great core, as I think he stated in his video. I think that's kind of fun to use those two together.
Because the grassy terrain, huh?
Yeah, grassy terrain eats those earthquakes, and it's just a fun core to have, especially Fairy Steel, and you have Grass and Fire with those two as well. So they just kind of synergize very well together. But then he started to go more towards that rain, which is fine. Heatran can still do okay in the rain. It can't do much offensively, but bulk, it can definitely do a lot still. Mega Swampert, obviously in the rain, is a threat. And then Xurkitree with the Z moves is scary. That is a mon that will sweep you. Yeah.
Z Hypnosis.
Z Hypnosis, Z Rain Dance. Whatever he wants to do, he can do with that. When he took Xurkitree, I was like, oh, that's scary. And like it's Miltank, Volibee, Hitmonlee, Ariados, they can offer things to the team, but I think the core every week you're going to see is Politoed, Kingdra, Bulu, Whack, Swampert, Tran, and Xurkitree. I think you're going to see that core mostly come in certain fashions, but I didn't like the Alolan Marowak pick. Now that I look at it, I don't think it does too much in the rain.
Lightning Rod.
What's up?
Lightning Rod. Since
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, he has Mega Swampert, so.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I think Mega Swampert kind of nullifies that, and also Heatran doesn't really care about Thunderbolts. It kind of just like okay, like its Spit F is so high, and Tapu Bulu doesn't really care about Thunderbolts either. And I mean Kingdra, it's not even super effective, but I mean I don't think Lightning Rod's that big of a deal. Alolan Whack is a good mon if used right. It's one of those mons I always kill, and it doesn't do much of anything. To me, anyway. But like I said, I'm hyper offense, so who knows. But Haz, if you want to jump on in now, if you got any objections to what I said.
Well, you see, I have like a massive, massive, massive hatred of rain teams, going all the way back to Gen 5.
You heard? Hey, did you watch my video?
Yeah. It just brought horrible memories.
Same here, buddy.
Every single team.
I was the contrarian with Tyranitar, Sandslash, and Lantern on my squad. Come on. I was running OU with that.
That's true.
It was so much fun.
But there are some aspects like this. I especially like Hitmonlee. I think with Unburden, you can bring a lot of really, really cool sets. Especially with like a bunch of Tapus running around, you could bring like an Electric Seed if you're facing a Tapu Koko, outspeed it. I think it gets Poison Jab. Probably.
Who, Hitmonlee? Yes, it does.
Yeah, Hitmonlee.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And especially Z moves Xurkitree, that's a huge threat.
That can sweep it can sweep, just simply.
He could even bring like Z Sunny Day, because he has like 2 fire types, like
true.
Heatran.
Yeah, his team actually works well in the sun.
Yeah, I like that diversity, because like most rain teams, they just go all into rain, and they're quite one-dimensional, but he has other aspects.
That is one thing about his team, is I think his team can work well out of the rain. And I think that's important, because I've seen rain teams in GBA all the time when people draft that rain core, but then every game they bring rain. And then somebody brings a rain counter, and they get shut down, and then they lose. And I just think it's important to be able to build a team out of rain. And Mega Swampert, I think, changes this team, because it can adapt, or it can be a rain mon by itself. It can run Rain Dance on its set by itself, and you don't have to bring Toad and Kingdra, and you can just bring Rain Dance on Swampert, and it can just set up the rain once and sweep a team. So I think this team works very well. So I could see him bringing a team. He can just exclude Politoed, Kingdra. He can just bring Whack, Swampert, Heatran, Hitmonlee, Xurkitree, Bulu, and maybe even Ariados for webs, and he can sweep teams. And he can just destroy teams with those cores. And I think he did a good job of balancing his team after going, with the rain. So.
One problem which I know he sort of did address in his video was that Miltank being his fastest Pokemon at beta 100s. I know he has Kingdra and Mega Swampert, which obviously in the rain have amazing speed. But it sort of just means he's more reliant on it.
Yes, very dependent on the rain as far as the speed tiers go.
Yeah.
I think Ariados can mitigate that somewhat if he does get those webs
sure.
up. But I wouldn't rely on Ariados every game to
Yeah.
because if you set up a hazard, Ariados is useless because it's getting outsped, it's getting killed. It's kind of like Levani in that sense, on my team. But I think I have some better speed tiers to back that up. But regardless, I think this team's going to be very threatening.
Don't stick on Levani like I did last season.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That.
Wait, was that you who I 5-0?
That was me.
Yeah, I felt so bad because like as soon as we got in the match, I was like, he just loses if I get up west.
I noticed. I saw it straight away. I was like, oh. Because I just thought there were like so many other mons which you'd bring to all my offensive threats, but then I just completely ignored webs and realised how much it just destroys my team. So don't do that this season.
I'll try not to, but I definitely will.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next team because I kind of want to roll through this. I gotta go here in about 30 minutes, but. So we look at the St. Louis Rampardos and MX Dash. So Tier 1 Victini, Tier 2 Hydreigon, Tier 3 Mienshao, Tier 3 Meloetta, Tier 4 Cough, Grigus, Tier 5 Sandslash. His Mega Aerodactyl, his 4 Frees are Feeny, Ferrothorn, Zipstrika, and Tyrantrum. I don't know exactly. I think I Cav on this team, but Haz, you want to take this one since I took your last one?
Sure. Victini, Hydreigon, and Finny is just there's such good synergy together. I think that's insane. I know he was sniped a lot, and I mean I still think he's ended up with a pretty good team. Things like Tyrantrum's such a great wall breaker, especially with its rock dragon stabs. That's really hard to find a resist to that. Meloetta's a pretty cool pick. I think that thing's really underrated. And Mienshao with a reckless high jump kick can really break down some teams. Grigus, it's such a good defensive mon for me. I think it's really underrated, and its ability mummy like negates abilities. So things like I don't know, let's say Medicham with huge power, it switches in. Medicham loses his huge power, and then Grigus can just start setting up. And Mega Aerodactyl as well. I mean, I used it in Season 1. I think it was okay. I think Mega Aerodactyl's used best when it's just a late game sweeper. And he has a lot of things which can break down teams. So I think that's a really smart pick, especially with its high speed tier.
I want to tell you about a core real fast that I'm looking at. Hydreigon, Meloetta, Grigus. Like... Dark normal ghost core. They're psychic too as well in the normal psychic, but I'm looking at that core and it's like, oh, Hydreigon's out. I'm gonna click close combat. Oh, Grigus comes in. Well, that's dumb. All right, I'm gonna go Shadow Ball Grigus. Oh, Meloetta just came in. That's dumb. Good luck.
Yeah.
That core is disgusting because Meloetta I think is super underrated as far as special defense goes. I mean I know it doesn't do much. It can definitely attack. It can definitely do some things after, getting off the relic song is now what's called. I don't play Meloetta too much.
I think it's very unlikely being used.
Right, but even just in situational. Yeah, and it is situational, but in its base form, Meloetta is a problem. In that core of Grigus, Meloetta, Hydreigon, I don't want to face. I don't even want to look at that core. I don't want to see it.
The cores in this team are really good.
Oh yeah, and then you look. Yeah, I didn't even get into Tapu Fini and Ferrothorn and Victini.
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
It's just. I don't even want to play. I don't want to play this. I don't want to try to break through this team. I don't even see a way to break through this team.
It is pretty.
It's good. It's super good.
One problem I'd say is that his speed tiers, he has I think it's from Finny to Sandslash, it goes from 85 to I think Sandslash is 50 speed. I'll check that right now.
After Zipstrika, Hydreigon, and Victini, it goes pretty low. Aerodactyl.
Yeah, that's right. Sandslash is 65, but still it goes from 85 to 65.
No, you're right.
and that allows like bulky wolves not to run
Do we know
any
if he picked his Zmon yet?
Hydreigon, I think.
Hydreigon was his Z. That's a good Z.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good Z.
Yeah, it can
Good
do so
coverage.
much. I don't even know what to say about this team. It's gonna be high up there in my rankings, just because I just don't know why I can't stop looking at Hydreigon, Meloetta, Cofagrigus. I'm just like, what do I do? Like against that core, like physically, like it's just that's so hard to beat. But and then Feeney and Ferrothorn at the bottom, and it's a great team. I think he had a great draft. As long as he uses it well, because I think Cofagrigus, Meloetta, even Hydreigon, even Victini, even Ferrothorn, in a draft format, you have to use them well, because they are. I'm not saying they're niche mons, but they kind of are in draft because they get beaten easily by certain things. So if he uses them well, he could beat a lot of teams, and I think he's gonna have a really good season with this squad.
I agree.
This
Yeah.
team would have looked like if it didn't get sniped.
What didn't get sniped?
I know. Yeah. This he kept saying he kept getting sniped. So.
Yeah. Seriously, he got sniped. Yeah, look at the squad. Got sniped.
Yeah.
I was like,
Such a lie. He's a
liar.
He's a liar. All right, go put that in the chat of our Discord. He's a liar. All right. So next up we have. Oh geez, this is the team I wanted to talk about for a while now. The Pittsburgh Celestelas and the coach himself, the smartest man in the GBA, Mr. Non-Zero. So does he go to Harvard?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Disgusting. We're playing against a man who goes to Harvard.
Exactly.
Isn't that like unfair? Anyway. He's sitting there like reprogramming the Pokemon. Like he's good. Anyway, so Tier 1 Mew, Tier 2 Mamoswine, Tier 3 Heliolisk and Snorlax, Tier 4 Hitmonchan, Tier 5 Alolan Exeggutor. His Mega is Mega Charizard X. His Freeze are Clefable, Gengar, Arquinaud, and his last one is Klinklang. So I think I had Jake down on this team. Jake, do you want to give me a little talking to about this squad?
This squad looks very dangerous.
Oh, thank you. Great analysis. You should be on
Very
ESPN.
deep.
You should be on ESPN for your beautiful analysis.
What's it called? But Mew though, Mew's very dangerous mon. Is that his Z? I assume it's gonna be a Z.
I don't think he said his Z.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume
usually,
Mew's a Z.
I think he's
'Cause I
cheating.
remember season one.
Yeah.
Season 1 when he had Mew as a Z, it was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used me really, really well in the first season.
And that's what's
I thought.
scary about
The top
Non-Zero.
pass
So I don't know if you guys know, if you guys watched me in his video, but me and him played. I think it was an NU session together, for about an hour. We did 2 different sessions. One didn't record, but regardless, me and him played 2 sessions together. Me and him like team built together, and we spent a few hours like talking through Pokemon and stuff. This dude looks at Pokemon like nobody I've ever heard talk about it before. Like he is very. I'm not trying to like talk him up or go crazy, but like he's super smart and he knows what he's doing, and he knows every Pokemon inside and out and what they can do and how they can do it. We used a Trick Room team with Vikavolt that literally started Vikavolt, and we were wrecking people. So him having a Mew with any Z move is disgusting. Mamoswine is one of the most underrated mons in Pokemon. It just hits so hard. I think he's going to feature Alolan Exeggutor. Don't sleep on that in his Tier 5.
Yeah, Exeggutor's gonna use.
It can just do stuff, man. You know he's going to bring that long neck. He's just going to bring the neck, and he's going to start slamming some people with it. Dragon Hammer's coming. And also, what's sick is, I was looking at this, him having Clefable, Gengar, which is kind of funny all on its own because, Gengar is Clefable Shadow. And so, but he has those 2 along with Mega Charizard X. I don't think Mega Charizard X is being talked about enough. I've seen Zard X used in GBA. It's so good. It is such a it's such a good Pokemon.
And the fact that he's got it as well.
Yeah, it's scary.
How well he's used Gyarados.
Yeah.
I like Zardex is like one of the best dragon
It's better.
dancers.
It's better
so-
than Gyarados in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it can roost. It
That's
has reliable
gonna be
recovery.
so scary.
Yeah, it has reliable recovery. It has It has fire and dragon offense, and that's not easy to plan for. Yeah, well, yeah. Like, I mean, what steel? You can't bring a steel, and you can't. There's nothing that you can do. You can just try to outspeed it, or try to haze it, or try to taunt it, or whatever you can do. Whirlwind it out. But this team is, I think, especially scary for non-zero, and he's already good enough. He doesn't need this squad. We should give him like he should have to pick after all of us. Like we should all go through the draft, and then he's like, "Hey, I get my moms now." That's how it should be. But I don't even want to talk about him anymore.
He's still built an amazing squad.
Oh, it's great. He had a great draft. Fantastic draft. But we're gonna end off here with the last pick in the draft, and the Utah Wheeze and the coach Pac Fan 860. So tier 1, he went with Landorus. Tier 2, he went with Rotom Wash. JK, didn't he drop that today?
Did he drop it?
I think he dropped Rotom Wash today for Breloom.
Available?
Yeah, I think he dropped Rotom Wash for Breloom. Can somebody check that?
Oh, yeah, he hasn't said it in the chat, or unless he's. I'll have a look.
Are you sure?
I'll look at it afterwards. I'll ask him afterwards.
Transactions, right? Yeah, no,
I haven't seen that.
Could have sworn I saw Rotom Wash for Breloom, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about it like he has it.
Right, yeah.
Rotom Wash, he has tier 3 Cloyster, tier 3 Umbreon, tier 4 Iselgor, tier 5 Lanoon. His Mega is Mega Gardevoir. His Freeze are Entei, Virizion, Puku, Mewtwo, and Skarmory. I guess I'll just start it off just because I like this team a lot, and he has a couple of the Pokemon that I usually frequent every year in Landorus and Cloyster. In a Iselgor too as well, and Rotom Wash. Those are kind of staples usually in my, like laddering things that I do on Smogon. But anyway, Lando T, I think is a very, I don't think he can be underrated because he's so overrated, but it can do a lot more than just be a Scarfer. It can do a lot more than just be defensive. I would use it as a dual dancer. I think he put the Z crystal on it as well. Now Flyinium Z, it can do so much. Especially with Intimidate, it can switch in a lot more than people think. I mean, obviously having a 4x weakness to ice is a problem, but Rotom Wash is there. And what's Lando T's main counter? Rotom Wash, and he has it. So that's a really scary combination. Rotom Wash is great. It does one thing usually. It's usually bulky, it wisps, it volt switches around, it hydro pumps, but it does it so well it doesn't matter. I won't even talk about Cloyster. Because we don't need to yet. Umbreon, it's a good wall. Iselgor can do a lot of things with spikes. It can taunt things. It can be super fast. It can Final Gambit if you need to take something out. I think people don't understand how good Final Gambit really is. Just bringing Final Gambit Iselgor and taking out a threat that your team just can't handle. I think it's a very sneaky play that he may be able to utilize. Lanoon, obviously, with Belly Drum, E-Speed is always scary late game. Mega Gardevoir, I think, is underrated as well.
Oh, yeah. Mega Gardevoir. Yeah.
It hits so hard. And Fairy is such a hard thing to play around. Especially Fairy with Psyshock. It's like Fairy plus Psyshock equals dead things. So, Skarmory as well. Yeah, it can Wisp. It can Calm Mind too as well.
It's really good support move pool as well.
Very underrated support mon. People just hyper voice with it, but it can do so many different things. Also, Skarmory, do I even need to say what Skarmory does? It just does stuff. It can Brave Bird, it can Iron Head, it can set up spikes, rocks, and Whirlwind. It can just be stupid defensive. Entei is obviously a good fire type to have. Virizion, I think Virizion's very underrated grass type. Can Swords Dance, it can Calm Mind, it can do a lot of different things. Pukumuku, I'm not too high on Pukumuku. I don't think it does too much, but it can, in a certain match, it can definitely be a problem. Because innards out, I'm very naive to Pukumuku, but so when Pukumuku is killed, doesn't it dish the damage back?
Yeah.
With innards out. So that can be a tech for, like, say, let's talk about Charizard X, correct? So if you're just innards out Pukumuku and Charizard X just sets up on you, you can switch into Pukumuku, take a D-Claw, and you can deal all that damage back. So it can be a good emergency switch just in case Amon just gets out of control, and you can be like, hey, I got this enters out thing. Do you want to kill me? Go ahead. Like, let's see what you got. Just kill me. Go ahead. And so I think it's a good tech in a free slot. I'm pretty sure it was tier 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah,
So
that's a good tier 5.
Yeah, my rule of thumb with all tier 5s is you want to draft a tier 5 or even tier 4. Like, so you can only bring 6 Pokemon, right? So you want to draft a Pokemon that can win you a week. Like, that can come in a certain week and win you the game. Or, be the deciding factor in a match. And Pyukumuku is that. A couple, like, the tier 5s that I saw drafted, just kind of looking down on them. Well, we don't have... let's see. Tauros can win you a match. Claydol can spin away rocks that can win you a match. Piloswine can set up rocks to win you a match. Avalo can spin away rocks. Just a lot of things like that in tier 5 that are super important to a mon in a certain week. Like, obviously, you're going to bring your studs every week. But if you just can tech that tier 5 in one time, just to save you a week, it's so important to have good tier 5s. And I think Pyukumuku actually does that, surprisingly, even though if it just dies. So... Anybody else got anything on that?
I really like his. You can potentially hazard stack with the likes of Excelgor and Skarmory as well, and that's really useful for things like Mega Gardevoir. With that extra chip.
Yeah, the extra chip damage he can sweep for sure.
Yeah, or Linoon.
All right,
Linoon's amazing.
All right, I'm calling order in the court. Hold on, Haz, order in the court. So you brought up a great point about his hazard stacking. So say he gets up some spikes, right, and some stealth rocks. There's one mod on his team that shell smashes and wins after all that damage, and his name's Cloyster. So I ignored Cloyster so I could come in with a big entrance here at the end. This man drafted Cloyster. Cloyster is the GOAT. He's the best GBA mon you could ever draft. He's the best draft style. It doesn't matter. Cloyster wins. It's just he's too powerful. His icicle spear hits 5 times. You ain't living. He's Chinchino with I don't even want to. All right, I was gonna say something vulgar, so I won't. But he's super strong and is a great pick, and I enjoy it. And yeah, he's gonna win the GBA. Just kidding. I'm gonna win the GBA, but doesn't matter. He did a good job. I like his team a lot. So.
Yeah, good team.
Yeah, he definitely got his Lando counters with Skarmory and
Yeah. Everything that counters Lando hard, he's like, I'm gonna draft it. He's like, Lando's just gonna take over every game. He's gonna sweep every time. He's like, nothing can touch it. I love it.
They pair really well with Lando as well.
They do.
Makes it worse.
Yes, they do, because those ice type moves. I mean, Skarmory could be so bulky on the special side. But actually, I want to end this off here in a second with you guys. Give me your best team right now. Who do you guys think has the best squad? I told you guys to prepare for this, and you guys aren't prepared?
All right, I'll say that
Haz, give me your best squad.
I'd say the Rampardos, because I just love
Haz
those schools.
takes the Rampardos. Where are they at? So, Victini Hydra, I agree. I think that's my best squad. It's up there.
Yeah.
It's definitely, that squad scares the living heck out of me. I don't want to fight the Feeny Pharaoh core. I don't want that core is disgusting. Jake, who do you got for me?
I got the Celesteelos.
Yeah, I agree. I'm back. I'm not. Jake just persuaded me. I'm on the Celesteelos now. Best squad. No, just so I'm very much into rating the teams. I don't know some of the coaches and how they battle, but I know how Zero battles, and seeing his team with how he battles, we all lost.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a tough season. It's gonna be tough. So it's gonna be a tough season for all of us. But we're probably gonna wrap it up now. If you guys got anything else for me?
No.
Nope.
All right. So so this was the draft recap. I was joined by Haz, Jake, and Cav, who left like 15 times, but that's all right. We got some info out of him. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, and we'll see you next time. Bye.